Okay, so it's time to do reviews again, and these ones are going to be for something different. These are for a universe that I have used to do I used to do videos for pretty much almost every mock that I got done. I used to do it all the time before I started doing the Amada builds, and just haven't been in the field to do them recently until now. So yeah, we're going into two builds: the Caliper and the Hellfire. First, let's do the Caliper first because it's the smallest and I want to get it off the screen. In fact, I'll move you out of the way altogether. Sorry if I'm bouncing the screen too much. But yeah, this is the Caliper, my ATST knockoff. What is it dragging on? Is that just freaking rocks or something's dragging on? But yeah. Just got done taking outdoor pictures of it. I will have links to both to my art station, so you can be able to see the other pictures of these. It's only 4 pictures each, but yeah. And yeah, basically these guys are just aliens. They're supposed to be like goat people, but I don't have goat minifigure pieces. Damn it, come on. Hold on, this is coming. This is not being kind to come off. It's not the best way to take the roof off. I know that. Didn't really give them a console on the inside. Not much to really say about these builds. They're walkers. They're alien walkers. Do they have to make sense? No. I just want to make a video for these. All I have here, I'm only gonna limit myself to inches for these because I don't want to do the mind tumpuckery for these. But to look at it, we'll just set it just a smidge, and it's a little bit over 8 inches tall. I'll make sure it's, yeah, just a little bit over, almost 8.5 inches actually. So yeah, this is pretty tall for a minifigure build, and I like it. It's the guns that they use shoot crystals, kind of like the Needler, but they're in red because moving on. For my reasoning, it's just I thought it would look cool. The brown on it is supposed to be rust. So if you ever see any brown or dark tan, that is rusting on the metal, because these things are supposed to be centuries old. Like, the oldest one could be possibly is tens of thousands of years old. These things are not built. Were not built to be short-lived. They were meant to live for a long period of time. But yeah. Again, just an ATST knockoff, but I like it, and it fits in for the Federation faction. I'll move you off to the side. You'll be slightly seen. Because I want to review the one I'm most happy with. Let me just adjust my camera real quick. Just a smidge. Don't know how well the quality will be for this because my camera sucks. But yeah, this is the Hellfire. Sorry if I'm too close to the mic. I can never tell if I'm being loud enough or not. This one I'm actually going to talk a little more about because I like this one the most. Okay. First, let's do the measurements because this thing's fucking tall. Just standing up the way it is. I mean, let me close this down a little bit and see if I can measure it. It is almost 10 inches tall with the box thing on the top, but it's always at an angle. Let's see if we can get in a more neutral pose. 1 sec here. I'm doing this live because I didn't plan this out. Let's measure again just for a more neutral stance. It's a little bit over 10 inches. I mean, if you put the missile pod more leveled, yeah, it's about 10 inches with a missile pod in a neutral stance. But this thing is supposed to be basically... what it does is that it finds a spot, a nice clearing spot, and it shoots out little crystal missiles that when it hits a surface, it lights the area on fire. And it burns so hot that it makes thermite look like liquid nitrogen. It is hot enough to melt lead instantly in some regards. Maybe even vaporize it because the heat is just so extreme. It starts turning the rock itself into molten material, which is hard to do. But yeah, these things are extremely dangerous and volatile. If one blows up, you just call it quits. They only ever allow one of these things to be around because if they have more than one, then they'd be crippling themselves more than they are actually winning. But yeah, this is the I'm gonna go into the articulation of it actually real quick, because unlike the caliper over here, it's got a little more complication to its articulation. I hope to reuse this ankle design and leg design in general in another build. But first, each of these guns is on a little mini ball joint. Pretty simple, simplistic. The missile pod has, well, that much of articulation back and forth. And then the legs have about 2 notches out and multiple notches in. Forward, and unlike ATSTs, knees. Why they don't try and do this with the ATST is beyond me, because if you got a good foot design, well, then this thing's going to stand no matter what. But they don't got a good foot design, so that's I'm just going to shut up there. It has ankle pivot to the sides, and it also has ankle movement to the front and back. This is so I can get it in decent walking poses, even with the legs splayed out. I mean, I can have it spread its legs, and more or less it looks normal. And that's the thing with it. It's supposed to spread out its legs when it fires its missiles, because it's trying to get as stable as possible for when it fires. So that way that it has a stable firing position. Little mini guns just for like anti-infantry purposes. But yeah, I like this thing a lot. I didn't think I was going to like it as I was building it. I mean, right when I got to the body part, I was like, I'm probably going to hate this build. But then I got done with it. I'm like, never mind. I like it. But yeah, that is the Hellfire and the Caliper. Two Walker mocks for my I call them crystal goat people, because they're basically like goats, like alien bipedal goats with crystals for bone marrow and antlers. This is the most corniest thing I've ever came up with, but I kind of like how the idea of how they would look, and I've envisioned for them. Now, granted, I'm using the Legend of Chima polar bear guy figures, because I don't have any goat people minifigures. So yeah, I'll have to go with it. I'm tired. But yeah, not much to really say about these builds anymore. They've kind of said everything. I'm hoping to do more. When I do more, though, they're going to be the best way I can say is that every single one of their builds will be so distinctly different from each other. You won't be able to make sense of them. I'm going to do a walker/crawler design for each and every one of them. So this might be the last time you see 2-legged walker builds. Not too sure about that. I might make that as consistent, or I might just go a slightly different direction, where I'm still using these hip pieces, but I'm also making it much more simplicity. Probably use these ratchet pieces that I have on this one's legs for something that is maybe a little bit, maybe 4-legged, because I don't have enough of these gray pieces that connect to. I don't have enough dark gray ones. I have enough just for either 4 of these or 4 of these. So yeah, I don't have enough of them to really make it work. Well, yeah, I just don't. So I have to kind of make use out of parts that I got until I can get some more parts to really make it work differently. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put this faction on hold for a bit, because I have an idea for another build I want to do. So I think I'm gonna focus on that one next, and then yeah, don't know what else to really say. I think I've cleared everything I have to say about these guys. Yes, they are supposed to have lime green on just one side of them. I wanted that because it's interesting, instead of just be like a perfectly mix of the color scheme. I wanted it to seem like a battle color or something, or battle paint. But they're so old and rustic that they're walking piles of garbage. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say, so I'm just gonna let you go. And oh God, I'm so tired. Get these guys taken apart so I can work on the next builds, because I don't have enough parts to keep everything together. I hope you had a great day nonetheless, great night, whatever time it is for you, and let's say goodbye.